It is the Riot podcast.
This is our Wednesday edition. Obadiah is on vacation this week.
But we're still feeding you.
We're still feeding you something. We thought, it's good to give you guys something. So these are breaks and worst of Riot stuff from the year 2010. We thought you might like a trip back to enjoy. And then reminder, no podcast on Monday, and then everything returns normal next Tuesday.
These are from March and April of 2010. This is one, again, I kind of remember the story, but the title alone made it worth it. Guy goes number 2 in the back of the wrong car. It's a great story.
Is it?
It is.
I don't know if I remember it, but it works. We'll do it.
I don't know if you would, but if I played it for you, I remember this story.
You do?
I do, yeah. Let's see. Here's the recurring theme on the Riot. You'll hear me talk about cutting back on caffeine.
Hey, was this before then? You really cut back?
This was another, I've done it multiple times throughout the years.
Yeah, go through.
This is another thing of me going, I need to cut back.
Is it the word cyclical?
Yes, oh yeah.
We're just very cyclical.
We totally are.
We have our things, and we have good times with those things and bad times with those things, and you guys get to hear it.
Nikki, I got us talking about the hot tubs in the Poconos.
Oh, was it the heart-shaped one? Do you remember the picture we posted with that?
Yep.
Some bearded guy in a heart-shaped hot tub.
Yep.
I remember that picture.
Let's see.
The champagne hot tubs.
Oh, it's in there.
Yeah, the champagne glass.
A boy and the bull that gored him. And the Riot's video gets picked up by Sports Illustrated.
Which one was that one?
That is the
KFC
double down
one?
KFC thing.
That's right.
We talk about that. And so that was 2010.
Good stuff, guys.
And it's all in there.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. So enjoy today's podcast. Remember, you get a Worst of the Riot all week. It's from 2010. Tomorrow, more good ones.
Way to really get them to come back tomorrow.
They subscribe.
Anyways,
They'll get it
it's
anyway.
coming. It's fine.
They'll get it anyway.
Have a great day.
Bye.
If it's louder than it has to be and way worse than it has any right to be, it must be the Worst of the Riot on RadioU.
Listen, we have all had those moments in our lives where we want to go ahead and get even with somebody, all right? Like we do everybody. We have that experience, but here's the thing. Is that I've been sitting here long enough to know that those times when you're the kind of person I don't normally do that, but today I'm going to get him.
It doesn't always end up working out so good.
This is not good. It just goes poorly, all right? Let's talk about a guy. This guy's got an interesting name. His name is Austin Horace Purifoy.
Okay.
And, he lives in New Mexico. And Austin experienced what many of us have, okay? You've been dating that special someone, right? And then that special someone decides that you're not as special as a special someone else. Then, they leave you, and it's too bad. And you want to say, I am special, and I'll prove it. And that's what Austin did. He set out to do whatever, and he thought the best way to get back at his ex for, what she did to him was to do to her car what he felt like she had done to his heart.
Oh, yeah.
And that would be to climb inside, leave a present on the seat, and then get out of the seat. Now, it's interesting, this present that he made, because it's a byproduct of eating. And you know what? I'll just leave it at that. See if you can figure out what he left on the seat. But here's where he begins.
So immature.
What are you,
so immature.
What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh, when he does find himself in a real relationship and they get married and hey, what have you done in the past that you're just so ashamed about? What is that?
Here's where it gets better. So he's in the back of this Honda Civic leaving his present when someone opens the door and is like, what are you doing? And he's like, what? I thought this was Desiree's car.
He got the wrong one.
He definitely got the wrong car.
Insurance, and I know you're thinking, oh no, that'll take care of it. Insurance and a cleaning will not take care of that. If you had a stranger leave that sort of present in your car.
I just hope he had like leather seats or something. That would help. You don't think?
No. Oh, no. It'd get in the pores. Oh, yeah. No,
Well,
you're going to need a new car.
So the guy got out, found out it wasn't Desiree's car, and he took off. Well, the police ended up nailing him. And so he's under, he's got multiple charges of criminal property damage because he used a brick to break through the window.
Oh, geez.
He got in the back seat and, and then he ran off. So they got him. And Austin is now going to have a little something to go with his heartache, which is it's really too bad. So the next time, and man, we've all been there.
Dude, we'll talk you down from that. I don't know.
We've all been there.
No, actually we haven't.
Okay, so I haven't been there.
Not that to that point.
No. I mean, we've all felt heartbreak.
Yeah, but not to that, apparently that degree.
Well,
where you're thinking of it.
But the thing is, like, maybe we had the same feelings, but what we chose to do with our feelings is a little different. Like me, like when I got to go, you stop in at a restaurant or you go home, you don't break in Desiree's car.
No, not when you're angry.
You mean this isn't Desiree's car?
Who you?
Who are you? I got to go. Well, I think you already did.
Yuck. Oh.
Yeah, okay. It's the Riot.
The only morning show brave enough to say that Chicken McNuggets are part of a balanced breakfast. The Riot on Radio U.
It is the Riot on Radio U, 8772 Radio U. You know what else is a sad, sad state of affairs? When we, here we are at this point in the show, the coffee is already gone.
Oh, you drank it all?
Well, here's the problem if you were a part of this organization, like on a day-to-day basis, you'd know this is true. If you walked in the Radio U break room, what you'll find there is what we refer to as the cache of cups. You can see which day I brought which cups. And so, I have...
It becomes obscene.
I have 4 coffee tumblers, only 4. And they're all...
have more than that.
No, don't you remember the great exodus of 2007?
Oh, yeah. Someone threw his cups away.
In which a relative of my wife, who will remain unnamed at this point, a donor of 23 chromosomes, female, but let's not say who, threw away my tumblers. I set them somewhere. They just immediately thought they were trash without looking any further into what may have been in the bag.
It looked like you had more in there in the break room.
It was just 4.
Got you.
I only have 4. And, yep, I'm out. So I had to use this little disposable cup. And, man, it's not enough. And I've been on this caffeine reduction program this week, but I'm afraid that we might be taking things too far today.
Too far, too quickly. He's saying.
You gotta plan things out. Like, hey, maybe next week we'll reduce the coffee. But dang, dude, that is not cool. You talk about people trying to keep you from your goals in life. Yesterday we went to lunch, and I purposely was like, well, I do want soda for lunch, but I need to drink less. And so I ordered a 20 ounce. And even though they only charged me for a 20 ounce, they handed me a 44 ounce cup. And
it's because they know
there you
you
go.
too
And I was
well.
just like, oh no.
You're like, what am I supposed to say? No, then they'll think I'm rude.
No, so I went ahead and I just filled it up less than halfway.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And I drank that. Now, admittedly, and this had been my plan with the 20 ounce, I did go ahead and get a little bit more that I brought back with me. But at no point did I cross the halfway mark in the cup. And so, I mean, I got maybe a total of 40 ounces of Diet Coke during the lunch hour yesterday. And normally that total would be approaching between 64 and 88 ounces.
See, there's a cutback.
So, I mean,
that's good.
We're getting somewhere. And last night I only had a small bit of caffeine-free soda. And that was just with my evening meal. Lupper, 4th meal, whatever. So, so
you're not trying to cut back, though, to get out of. Like, you're just cutting back just for a little.
Well, listen, you still want to have fun.
Yeah. You just didn't need to have the weekend blowout where you don't remember anything.
We still want to enjoy our life. And, I think that the bubbly taste of diet soda inside my mouth is, in a lot of ways, the same taste that joy and love and laughter and life are. So why would we want to cut those things out? I'm not interested. I'm just saying that maybe too much of a good thing is not a good thing.
I think it's good. You were starting to creep back up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you were.
Oh, well, when I got to the end of Saturday and I'd been through a 2-liter already, and it was like, wait, I've been through this 2-liter, and I'm pretty sure I got something from a fountain early this morning. And how many cups of coffee have I had? At that point, we got to draw a line.
Are people really still listening to the Riot? You don't have work to do or laundry to fold or literally anything else to do? The Riot, Radio U.
It is the Riot on Radio U. Nikki and I have been having a really good time.
If you really want to have a fun time today, search the word Poconos. And see what photos you can find. They are hilarious. This is so terrible.
Some of them are hilarious. Some of them are filthy. Like, give me a break, please. Please.
And we don't mean filthy like everyone's naked. We mean filthy like,
They make
really?
me
That's so gross. That's what the room is.
They make me feel filthy when just looking at the room makes me just like.
Yes, it does. It's very
Though I'm telling you, Nikki thinks that we saw this one room. It's huge.
It's 2 stories.
It's got
It's got a heart-shaped tub and a champagne flute thingy. The ones that people sit in with the tub.
Yeah. And she thinks that's cheap. I guarantee you it's not. I guarantee you there is still a market that people would be like,
no, that room is so tacky. There is no way.
dang, honey.
There's no way. I would
they got
say
the heart tub and the flute.
it's 2 stories. I would say, 100 tops, maybe
No way.
150.
No way.
There is
No
no way
way.
there's more than that.
$300 a night.
No way.
Way.
What
Believe
are you
it.
thinking?
Believe it. $249 on the weekdays and $300 on the weekends. Buy 5 nights, get
I'm
one
looking it
free.
up. I'm going to. It's called Caesars. Why not?
Complimentary turn down service with a chocolate on your pillow at
no
night.
way. No. You'd get chocolate covered strawberries probably.
You think so?
Yeah.
Hey, I like chocolate covered strawberries.
It's not wrong.
Is that bad?
No.
I like complimentary chocolate on my pillow. Though the idea that someone else has been fluffing my pillows is a little gross. Because, wait, how much?
I'm trying to look. Hang on. I'm afraid to touch anything on the site. I can't. Sexy sweets?
What?
Sexy sweets.
Oh, well.
Many with in-suite pools and whirlpool baths.
Okay, that's the one. That's the one.
Hang on, I'm looking. Oh, how much is it?
I told you, $300.
No!
It's more? It can't. It can't be more.
I should go to this place. I can't breathe.
How much is it?
It's $450.
I told you.
And that's for the champagne tower.
And
what?
Oh, they call it a tower.
What is that?
And they see, I told you, it's hugely expensive. No way.
Oh my gosh, what's the? I can't even say that.
Maybe you get a discount for the week.
What's the?
No, don't. You know what? Don't. We can stop right now. We'll put it reverse. Let's do something else.
This is what they promote. You get a 36-inch TV in the room. That's what you get a 36-inch remote control TV.
Well,
that's not nice.
If you want to watch TV, well, now you know.
No, that they're promoting that it's remote control. Okay, all right. You get a double
that way
vanity.
You never have to leave the flute. Stop. I don't want to know anymore. All right, I don't want to know anymore. Let's somebody put it in a different gear, please. Somebody.
That's terrible.
What?
I can't say it all. I'll say it later.
There are plenty of people right now. They're like, "What's wrong with it? I want to go."
No, it's just the weird stuff. It just seems really, really weird.
Well,
that's a nice way to put it.
I got to go get my tea.
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
It is The Riot on Radio U. Yeah, we'll get to the dead lady on the plane later. Instead, let's talk about this guy, Durham, Maine. 17 years old. His name's Vinny Huntington. And Vinny was working at, a farm or whatever. They had a bull and a steer. There on the family farm, they both got out of their pen. Well, the steer, he was able to get back into the pen, but the bull, he had some trouble with. He said he looked up, and all of a sudden the bull
was charging.
Oh, him?
Yeah, he said that actually the hardest thing about it was that when he looked up and saw the bull, was that he knew he'd had it because there was going to be no way he was going to be able to get away from the bull. And so the bull charged him, like gored him, stuck him with the thing, threw him up in the air, and then trampled him. Now, I say he's okay, which is to say that he's not dead.
He's alive.
He's alive. He gets to go home today. And so, I mean, it could be a lot worse. He suffered 2 dislocated shoulders, 2 puncture wounds to his back, several bumps and bruises, and he should be out. Either he was released last night or should be out sometime today from the hospital.
Hear that before you go and plan your running with the Bulls vacation. Because you want to do something crazy.
Well, and he said that he did it incorrectly. He said if he had started out on the fence, that he would have been okay, but instead he waited and the ball got him. So I don't know exactly the details of how it happened, but he said it was kind of shared responsibility. The bull was almost immediately shot after they did that. Here's my favorite part. Do you know what he's going to eat this weekend?
Oh, is he eating the what?
Yep.
Aww.
Straight up. Like they went ahead and slaughtered the bull, and he's like, yeah.
It's not the bull's fault.
It's not?
Well, no, that's what he does.
Okay, Nikki, at some point, if you're just going to start shedding personal responsibility by saying, it's not his fault he cheated, that's what he does.
No, that's not what you do.
What? So, I mean, they were going to eat the bull anyway, so I guess.
Yeah, I guess the bull, he knew it was coming.
So this way, like, I love the fact that it's just like, I could be the bigger man, I could forgive, or I could have you for dinner this weekend.
And next weekend and the weekend after.
Get the A1, baby. We're going to make this hamburger taste like steak burger.
Aww.
Bull burgers, man. Come on, everybody come over. You know how I'm almost dead and everything? Guess who's all the way dead? Oh. Then he eats this thing and he starts having weird indigestion.
Weird dreams.
All of a sudden, the bull is with him and the spirit of the bull remains. And so he has to cleanse himself of the bull by running and throwing up.
Aww.
And then someone else in his family is like, he's choking on the food.
All right, now you're getting into a great movie. Stop.
Oh, yeah. The Revenge of the Bull.
That'd be really, really funny.
At night from the freezer, you hear sounds.
And the lid pops open and just
it's shaking.
And they have to lock it, but it still shakes.
You're not getting out, bully! You're staying in there!
There you go. There's another movie.
Till I'm ready to
My
eat
gosh,
you.
our movies would take care of the entire programming for like a whole year for sci-fi.
Well, no, the problem is that I think somebody like us got over at sci-fi, and that's why they're making the movies they're making right now.
Yeah.
Because, here in a couple weeks, what is that, the giant piranha versus sharktopus or something? It's going to be on.
I guess there is a big difference between having a good idea and be able to execute it properly.
Yeah.
That might be the area we don't do so good in.
No, that's where you're wrong, because we're going to bring in a big name director to handle this. All
That's what
right?
they're doing, and they're still bad.
We're just producers, and so we're going to produce. It's going to be called, what's this guy's last name again? Let me see it. His name is Huntington. That's what we'll call it, Huntington, the Bull Story, or something like that. That sounds more like a Lifetime movie, but...
Yes, it does. You just need to call it Bull.
Yeah, that's perfect.
For the really big, like the horror movies and the intense ones, you just simple name where you're like, I wonder what that's about.
Okay, and you know what? Here are the other 2 elements that I want to throw in. These are just images, just flashes that I'm getting. Okay,
sure.
There's an ancient legend about a bull that was killed in that area. Okay, something like that. Got a taste for man flesh or something, and it had to be put down. And then I want the bull to be something. He and Vinny grew up together and they were friends, but then for some reason something strange had started happening with him. Like, I don't know what's gotten into him.
I like the first one because you could tie it in with the history of the land. That's good.
Yeah. And then there definitely needs to be an old, like, wizened man that talks to him about it.
From
but
the tribe that used to live there before
right. Yeah,
the white man
totally
came and moved everything in. There it is. There
he's
it
Native
is.
American, and they killed the bull, and he's like, you haven't killed the bull, have you? Then it's worse. Yeah, and now that they've killed the bull, now they're really screwed.
And somewhere they have to find the bull's heart, and it's in a jar somewhere.
It's
and if they get rid of the heart, then it's gone. But they have to find it.
And it has to be put in a blender and then taken to the 4 corners of the earth, and that's the sequel. Or at least the second night. It's a miniseries.
So good.
It's a miniseries.
So good.
Yeah.
Hey, good job. High five.
All right.
Yeah.
All
There's
right.
another good movie.
Who needs Sharktopus when you've got Bull? A Riot production.
Oh, I wish we could make movies.
Yeah. I definitely see a hoof scraping the ground. That's just another image.
That's all
Just
you
another
hear
image.
echoing, just the hoof as it walks.
It's the Riot.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
So, dude, this was pretty freaking sweet. On Monday, myself, Jared, and Chris, we went out. We were actually doing some stuff for TVU's Most Wanted. You can see that episode of TVU this Friday on TVUlive.com. And what we did was we went out and we picked up a KFC Double Down. It was the new, disgustingly delicious 2-chicken sandwich, but it's not a sandwich. It's 2 pieces of chicken with bacon and cheese and mayo in between it.
And the chicken basically is the bun.
Yeah. And so we went ahead and we got 2 of them. And the second one I ate, which we did for the Riot's YouTube channel. And yesterday, CNN SI, which is just like something that Sports Illustrated does, it's kind of like goofy stuff of the day. And they picked up...
picked up your video.
I don't understand how on this earth there are a billion videos of people eating the Double Down on YouTube. I mean, like, it's everywhere. And somehow, magically, they picked up our video. And, dude, so many people have watched that video. Like, I've got over 20,000 views on it.
And we were at what? Maybe 1,200 yesterday morning. So
yeah. At the most.
And that would have been when it started actually being on the website.
Yeah, it got picked up by Project 86 because we talk about Andrew Schwab in it. They
we sent
retweeted
it to him.
And we saw a ton of people that ended up like grabbing it there, and then out of nowhere, boom, it gets picked up by somebody else, and like we're up 20,000 views. That's of all the stuff I've ever posted on YouTube.
Is that more than even Family Force 5?
You know what? That's what I'm wondering. Let me...
Because that would be
that's our highest. Yeah. That was usually our...
That was kind of the number we always try to win for.
Hang on, because it's where they make fun of Super Chick.
Barlow Girl.
Or Barlow Girl, that's right. Everybody wants to watch that particular YouTube clip. Oh, yeah. That would be...
Isn't that a couple 100,000 maybe, or...
No?
10,000?
Well, I mean...
1,000?
If it's the one... I can't find that particular one that we did. I've got one of them, Family Force 5 on the Riot. That's at like 7,800.
No, that one's not it.
That's not the one. Here's
No.
5,000. Family Force 5 does news and traffic. Firefly got a black eye. I'm going to have to... You know what? I'll have to keep looking because I don't know.
This one's the new record. Good job.
It's got... Like, it has to be. And you know what? It's got nowhere to go but up, Nikki.
Exactly.
We're shooting for 100,000 today. We're going to see if we can get somebody else to pick it up.
It was really fun to watch that yesterday.
Yeah, I've kind of on and off been watching, kind of checking in on the number to see how it was doing. So, hey, help my number grow if you want. You can go to riot.radiou.com, see a clip of it, and dude, pass it around. And that way we can have more views. And then I got to come up with the follow-up is
video.
just...
It is very, 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 very important in this part. Like, you're going to have to watch what you're putting up there.
Actually, here's what to me is funny about it is that those YouTube videos to me are kind of... I shouldn't admit this, but it's kind of throwaway. It's like, yeah, we did this YouTube video. Whatever. It's just on YouTube.
Fun.
Who cares? And then all of a sudden, 20,000 people watched it. And you're like, oh, man, I could have done this, and I could have done that, and I could have done this. Crap.
So now every time they go into a video, they're like, nope, we're going to block off the shots. Let's make this look right. It's a very small movie.
I will tell you, I do feel like I learned a valuable lesson yesterday. It was like, yeah, let's do the best we can. Okay, everybody? Everybody try. You never know.
You never know where this thing's going to end up at.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, that is a valuable lesson.
Oh, my gosh. I'm totally serious. I really felt like I learned an important lesson yesterday. Not that the video sucks. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, it could have been better.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.